Good evening, everyone. I'm Prashant, CEO Whistle Drive, and we provide end-to-end employee transportation solutions for corporates. And before we begin this wonderful topic on AI, and I know we've been discussing about AI and sustainability all through the day, and I think this is our last panel discussion. I'm shivering for a couple of reasons. One is I'm told to complete this topic in 30 minutes. AI, which is a vast topic. The second thing is the temperature in this hall is pretty low. So two reasons why I'm shivering, but then we'll try to do justice to this topic. And before we proceed further, I would want all the panelists to introduce themselves. We have a pretty big panel today, and we have members from diversified industries. So without further ado, I would want each of the panelists to introduce themselves.
Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Abil Gandra. I'm from CloudRay, and this is Abhilash Gandra. We are from representing CloudRay. We are a company based out of New Jersey, and delves into IT. It's an IT organization. So here I am, midst of you, looking forward to talking to you all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends. My name is Saurabh Agrawal. I'm representing the flooring division of Welspun. Welspun is a $4 billion company. For flooring, we have set up one of the largest plant in the world in Hyderabad. So definitely, that is something which I bring to the table. That's something which is the pride of Telangana. And that's I'm really proud of. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening all. I'm Akshay. I'm part of marketing and strategy from L&T Metro, and I head the first and last mile connectivity business at Hyderabad Metro Rail. We are the Asia's largest PPP model, and we are currently ferrying about 5 lakh passengers on a daily basis, with which we are being able to provide first and last mile connectivity to about 1,20,000 daily metro commuters. We are aligned with a vision of at least reaching to about 2 lakh metro commuters, being able to do the first and last mile connectivity with the corporates. And that's about it. Thank you.
Hi, this is Sitaram from Grid-to-Chip Data Centers. We do data center design and build. We build 40 plus data centers in Hyderabad. So now the AI is actually energizing and powering the data center industry. It is taking a new dimension altogether. So we'll discuss that. Thanks a lot.
All right, good evening, everybody. I am Rishabh Shah. I am the co-founder of White and Black Events and Entertainment. And what do I talk about? This is a wonderful session. We are also using AI with a lot of events that we do. And so far, we have created memories in mind of more than 1 lakh people. So I'm here and happy to be here with all of you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. So before we deep dive into the world of AI and sustainability, let me take you all back to a few years back or few centuries back, where we are now talking about AI revolution. But prior to that, there have been multiple revolutions, and let me reflect on those things first before I come into AI. A few thousands years back, there was a first revolution which is called agricultural revolution, which has transformed the way global trade happened, which has enabled urbanization, and which has also increased the population worldwide. Few years later, there was one more revolution, which is industrial and electrical revolution, which has played a huge role in the global economic trade and the prosperity. Third revolution was the electronics and telecom revolution, and we all know what it has done over the last few years. Now today we are here fortunate to be part of this AI revolution, where the physical engineering is meeting the fusion of physical engineering and digital engineering is happening. I'm someone who comes from the industry of transportation. I know there's one more person here in this panel who's from the transportation industry. And as someone who's been following employee transportation for that matter, just to narrow down for discussion's sake, I've seen this ecosystem evolve from, being managed on papers to being managed on Excel sheets. And now, companies like Whistle Drive have built platforms and algorithm-based platforms where end-to-end employee transportation is being managed. And as we speak, AI is starting to take the center stage in the transportation also. Someone who is from the transportation industry, Akshay, you work in L&T Metro. How do you think AI is shaping the public commute?
Well, thank you, Prashantji, for that question. I think after the evolution of AI since mid 2024 onwards, I think globally all the tech companies have been very well being able to, get into AI and stuff. Global cities like Singapore, London, and all these metro networks, all the smart cities across the globe, they have been using AI to, predict the future ridership and, to predict the maintenance. And that's how, they adjust the frequency of the metros and, accordingly, by doing predictive maintenance, the downsize of the assets also are reduced. That's where it is contributing to the sustainability. We are on the same note. We extensively use AI for predicting the ridership and accordingly adjusting the frequency and thereby, reducing unnecessary energy conversion. And we do a lot of, analytics as well. We use AI in that. We extensively use Tableau, Power BI to do our future ridership predictions. We build in models which can help us, predict the, what kind of frequency we should be doing on the metro networks and all those things. I think Honorable Prime Minister Modi at a recent Action Summit, AI Action Summit also quoted that AI is rewriting the code of humanity. And in line with that, our Honorable CM Revant Reddy Garu also quoted that Telangana is the future, state. So he has envisioned, AI in Telangana. And we are very well committed to this AI mission. That's where I mentioned that we are extensively using AI for all our ridership prediction and predictive maintaining prediction and all those stuff. And we also use AI extensively to analyze the customer behaviors and thereby arrive at, more lucrative offers for our metro commuters. Like I mentioned, we are doing about 5 lakh metro commuters on a daily basis. So we do keep on analyzing their trends, behaviors, what kind of offers, we are doing, what are the responses. Since the data is huge when I talk about 5 lakh metro commuters. So I'm just talking about the exits. Ideally, we are doing 5 lakh into 2 because every exit point would also have a entry point, right? So we are doing about 1 million footfall on a daily basis. To analyze those kind of thing, AI is imperative, I would say, right? So that's the role of AI. Plus we also use AI extensively for, personalizing our marketing content. So I'm sure you must be aware about a lot of AI things which are trending in the current market with GPT 4.0 model being, coming up. Things like Mid-Journey and all are, significantly used across the tech industry. Even at L&T, we extensively use AI. We have our own AI which is called as Kiran. So, the repetitive tasks like replying to emails and all those things have been taken care by our own AI which we have built on GPT 4.0. So, yes, I think many of the companies are, have already been adopted to AI. And by 2025 mid, I think about 90% above, I think about 90% of the organization would already be using AI, for a better and a much more productive work. So, yeah.
Yeah, being in transport sector is not easy because transport is something that is very central part of public life, which is always that's where transportation is always under scrutiny. If things go well, nothing like it, but if things go bad, transportation is a sector which attracts critical feedback from the public or the users. You mentioned about million users using metro rail on a daily basis, Akshay.
Yeah.
How is
Prashant
AI
ji,
helping you with customer engagement and experience?
Yeah, thank you, Prashant ji. So, like I was mentioning, we do a lot of analysis and a lot of customer personas which are built on our own AI models. So, with the help of the AI which we have been implementing in our own organization, we come up with more and more lucrative customer offer. Like you can visit our stall, you can see currently we are doing a student offer. So, student pass was much in demand from the student community. So, we analyzed a lot of data before building up this product altogether. So, we are, I mean, the kind of footfall that I mentioned previously also, we are doing about a 5 lakh commuters. So, student happens to be about a 30% of that, which is about a lakh number of student traveling on a daily basis. So we have done extensive surveys and analysis with the student segment, and that's where we analyzed and understood, okay, student pass is something which is required for the student segment, that being a a cost-centric segment altogether, because students would not be having much money, right? So that's where we came up with this offer of pay for 20 and get 30 trips. And also, I would like to add that metro itself is an ecosystem. It's an ecosystem for any smart city across India, across globe, and at Hyderabad Metro also. So, all our first and we have collaborated with all our first and last mile partners in such a way that they are also, using AI in terms of, stabilizing their own routes, analyzing which routes they should start or which routes they should not do. And also, I mean, AI is being used by many of our partners in terms of, analyzing the driver patterns. If he is probably, feeling sleepy, or if he is kind of, I mean, some errors are happening at a driver end, so that accidents does not happen while the driver is ferrying the customer. And also, I think along with us, entire of our ecosystem is also extensively using AI. So many of our partners like Rapido, like EVZip Mobility, like Swida, they all use AI platforms. So EVZip uses a chatbot altogether for doing the booking, and they have facial recognition technology and all those stuff. With the help of which they analyze whether something is wrong with the driver or not. So this in turn gives a better customer experience and customer satisfaction to the metro commuters altogether. And I think AI has got a pivotal role in the near future, and I think by 2025 most of the companies, about 95% of the company would be adopting to AI technologies and services. Yeah, thank you.
So when we talk about sustainability in transportation, our mind always casts to electric vehicles. But what is really important is, even before we think greener, I think we need to make use of the public transportation ecosystem as a whole, thereby reducing the carbon emissions instead of using a privately owned vehicles. Thanks, Akshay, for your insights.
Thank you.
Now, all through this day, we've been talking about the upside of AI. But, if you think of it, there are some downsides of AI, and I don't want to be too critical about it, because I'm sure, some of the other solution would be found out. One chat GPT search consumes about 10 times electricity than a normal Google search. And recently, Google has declared that since 2024, their carbon emissions have increased by 13% and by 50% since 2019. Because Google manages a lot of data centers, a lot of data center infrastructure management. This brings me to ask Sitaram, as to how, with increased use of artificial intelligence, how is he managing data centers? Because that is something which is going to be a huge challenge going forward, because more and more people, more and more companies are using artificial intelligence. And managing the data centers to manage this amount of load is not going to be easy. Could you throw some light on that?
Sure. Thanks. I will try my level best to share my knowledge, whatever. See, when we thought about generally AI has two things. One is the training. That is nothing but we call it as a LLMs. Something like you train multiple data feeds that will give it to the system, and the system will keep on training. So it's like a power-hungry mission. You will be seeing a data center is such thing. Earlier it was like a 10 kilowatt per rack. Now it is a 100 kilowatt per rack. In the density of the load density changes from one module to other module. It is altogether a different level. It is a power intensity has been increased. The density has changed. The dimension is such that today, the interference, when it comes to interference after the training, it is like it is a customizable model where you can monitor, you can start revenue generating model like a chat GPT and all. But before generating a chat GPT, there is a lot of heavy servers that has to be housed and it has to be powered. It's a power hungry mission actually. It's a multiple GPUs and TPUs, what we call it actually. Now the trend is such that the globe is moving earlier up to 2025, it was like a 2.5 megawatt data centers, or India is expected 2.2 gigawatt, 1 megawatt or 2 megawatt data center. Now we are talking about 45 gigawatt data centers are expected in next 6 years by 2030, entire globe. Because entire globe, the trend is changing. Every application that is getting into AI, it is not that one application. So managing data center on a power hungry mission is a real challenge where it comes to sustainability and other practices, because your carbon footprints and other things are real tough. And these missions also, like you require redundancies, you need to have uptime, it should be 24/7 up and all running. So there is a lot of different practices comes into that, where one side we have to power the AI, other side using AI, how we can reduce our energy bills. It's actually a two-side sword. So that's how we manage, but I can't get into deep technical how it goes into. You can ask this question, anything. Right. Hope I answered you or...
Absolutely, yeah, because, while electricity is being consumed, somewhere, there's a coal burning. I think more and more companies have to look into alternate forms of generating electricity, and that is where, solar panel come into picture, where, the energy is being, heat energy is being converted into electrical energy. Thanks, Sitaram. Now, the next question is to Mr. Saurav, who's someone who's from the Welspun flooring industry, which is manufacturing heavy. What are the sustainable models that Welspun flooring has employed over the years?
Thank you, Prashant, for this question. So I'm representing Welspun Group, which is into multiple businesses. We are into textiles, we are into flooring, we are into world's one of the largest company in terms of the large dia steel pipes, multiple businesses I would not like to mention. Today I would like to just talk about two particular businesses. One, the textile business. Textile, we made bed sheets and towels, and we are world's one of the largest, to the level that out of every 5 towels sold in US, 1 is manufactured by Welspun in India. Okay, so that becomes one part of my business, and the second business is the flooring business, which I mentioned, where we do a lot of flooring, including the carpets for the offices, for the hotels and everything. And for that, we have a manufacturing setup in Hyderabad, our own Hyderabad. Now, coming to the sustainability part of it, as a group, we are really, really committed towards sustainability. Sustainability on a global platform is measured in terms of a Dow Jones index, okay? And all the global giants try and achieve a particular level. So as of today, 2025, we are running on a 83 Dow Jones Sustainability Index, which is almost at par with Walmart, because these are the top retailers to whom we supply our products to be sold across the globe. Having told about the sustainability initiatives that we are taking, I would like to draw particularly your attention for a very different sustainability concept which we did in flooring. Now, I'm sure a lot of you use carpets in your offices. These carpets are made from nylon or various other polymers, right? We spent almost 2 years in terms of our research and development, and we came out with a product. I think I'm carrying a small bottle. But before that, I'll just like to ask you a question. This is a very simple looking bottle. I think hundreds of these spread across in this room itself. Do we have an idea of how many bottles do we produce in a year across the globe? I'll give you just an example. If we crush this bottle, it'll get converted into a spoonful of powder. If we make a heap of that powder, that heap is more than Burj Khalifa's height. Okay? So that means in a year, we are creating at least 15 Burj Khalifa equivalents with only these bottles, right? So as a company, we realized that we need to do something on this. And after 2 years of R&D, we came out with a product which is a beautiful carpets made from this, right? So this is a sustainability initiative we have taken. Similarly, in our textile business, we do a lot of work towards using the recycled cotton and all. Now, coming to what is the AI part in it, or what is the digital part in it, since there can be a lot of claims of these sustainability or recyclability, we are setting up a system where we use a blockchain methodology where whatever we are talking about in terms of the raw material can be traced back to the origin. So that's a AI or a digital platform which we have tried to bring into this particular forum. One more initiative what we have taken is the factory what we mentioned, which is considered among one of the best factories, among the top 2 best factories for the carpet in the world, which is our factory in Hyderabad, on a 600-acre land bank. This particular plant entirely is declared by a top global agency as a zero waste plant. That means virtually zero liquid, zero gaseous, and zero solid discharge. So I believe if all the organizations start taking sustainability so seriously and also start using the latest tools available from AI or digital platforms, then I'm sure we are heading towards a much better earth. Otherwise, it will become very, very difficult for the future generation.
Is being implemented in a manufacturing sector like yours, Saurabh. Thanks for your insights. Let me quickly go to Mr. Abhay. Yeah. So you are into supply chain management, Abhay, and supply chain management is something which is the heart of any trade, right? How is AI helping you with sustainability in that particular aspect?
Thanks, Prashant. And as I answer this question, my company CloudRay, this is into IT management, and we deal with multiple spectra and the industries across the board. So we are primarily based out of US, and we have offices over here in India. So I'm giving the background because we have in the West, out there in US, definitely technology and the trends and people who follow it seriously, and the organizations which are given incentives, right, to follow that, right from carbon emission control all the way to perks for maintaining free drinking water, sustainable water usage for drinking as well as for industry. So there's a lot out there in the West. I'm putting this into context because previous speakers in the morning were talking about the bridge between what we are lacking in India versus like what US has it. So there are like multiple things which we can probably call out, right from government incentives to citizen charter. So coming to your question again, Saurav, I mean, in the supply chain world, it's no more supply chain, it's becoming like value driven, wherein supply chain is like core to any organization, starting from like the product design and planning to manufacturing, and then the procurement and supplier management, inventory and warehouse management, and transportation and the fleet management. So all these areas, when you put together, I mean, again, because of the time constraint, I'm trying to like package this whole stuff into a nutshell. But when you start designing a product, and you don't think about the end use of like, where the product is going to end up, like Mr. Saurav was talking about the plastic bottle. So if you concisely plan and design for a product at the very beginning and thinking about like where it's going to end up, maybe in ocean, maybe in your pit backyard, and that's going to like, anything that's going to like go into the ground, it's going to take thousands and like, and millions of years, I mean, to decompose. So the reason why I'm putting that into perspective is because various manufacturing industries and like various organizations are taking this up very seriously as far as the sustainability is concerned, right from the get-go, design the product, and all the way to like, at every step of the organization. I mean, each of the departments, if you may call it as. Production planning, for example, I mean, there's a trend that's going on where it uses digital twins and AI-powered simulation, which can actually mimic and imbibe the entire shop floor setup. And we are excited to be working with some of the organizations in the West who are predominantly into pharmaceuticals, where they want to build the next plant, and they don't want to just set up a plant and like, start building a prototype. They want to design a product, do it through a digital twin, and then simulate the rest of the life cycle and see like, how that life cycle sustainability follows all the way, the entire supply chain. So when you think about the end product of where it's going to end up, lesser energy consumption, fewer carbon credits, and anything that you have to optimally utilize your resources, if you keep these three things in mind, it actually ends up to be like, a very good sustainable product. And supply chain is all about like, delivering like from end to end. And again, we have use cases at every stage, but again, keeping in mind the time constraint, I just want to like, call out the digital twins and simulation, which falls of the broader part of the machine learning algorithms and the AI capability concern. And just to put into perspective, Saurav, I mean, Prashant, the AI that we're looking at, the trends, I just want to call it out because I haven't noticed anyone like, calling it out since the morning. So there are three phases or three segments of AI, which is the narrow AI, you have your the general AI, and the super AI. So currently, we are dwelling in narrow AI, which is a weak AI, and we've been talking a lot of Gen AI and stuff like that, but there are agentic models which are taking over, and I'm glad, like, I heard a lot about that from the previous speakers. So I don't want to stress much, but like agentic AI is nothing but it has a self-reasoning, and where you can reason that, and it's as simple as like, someone trying to like, follow the traffic regulations and rules. It tries to like, send the real-time signal back to the command control center or wherever, and try to like, put things into perspective and like try to like, send that alert and cautious before any disaster happens. So it's a more of reactive kind of model, agentic AI. And that's part of the strong AI. And the super AI, I mean, we are not there yet. It's all like, just theory, and like it's beyond the imagination. So thank you for that.
Right. Supply chain has become an integral part of our lives. Imagine if COVID happened probably 15, 20 years back, how the world would have looked. During the COVID, I think it's a supply chain that kept the goods coming to our house at the comfort of our homes. So yeah, thanks, Bhai, for your inputs. Now, in the interest of time, I want to quickly jump into Rishabh, who's managing the events. He's from the events industry, probably the most glamorous industry of all sitting here. So, Rishabh, how is AI, or how has AI actually, rediscovered the entire event industry as a whole, right? I've been to your stall, and you got a better version of me through that particular animation. So tell me more about it.
Okay, so first I'll clear your myth. That was a wonderful question, but event industry on the face is very, very glamorous, but behind the scene, there's a lot that goes to make an event very successful. And in terms of your question, if I have to answer it, first thing, like you said, every industry which is evolving now, supply chain management in specific, like you said, during COVID evolved and helped us survive. Likewise, during COVID, one more industry that had to completely shift its basis was event industry, because from not meeting people to meeting people virtually, okay, we were able to generate some eventful times in spite of being away from people. And now after COVID, the gears have shifted completely. What is happening is people do not want to be a mere spectator anymore. They want to experience something different. And now with a lot of things coming in, a lot of, like people want to experience something new every time. So what you see on our stall today, like you just mentioned, is a photo booth. You just click a picture for a minute and you are able to smile because you're seeing a different version of you, which you might not have imagined. Okay, likewise, there are different ways when you have a serious conference and you want people to not waste their time, the registration can happen with AI. Likewise, in terms of time management, in terms of a lot of other elements that we're using in events is, being supported by AI on day-to-day basis. And we personally feel that if we do not emerge with time, if we do not use AI, and we are sticking to the old conventional ways of managing it, then maybe we will also, perish in a short while. So it is important for us to change with time on a regular basis and ensure that we do something different. And time and again, we bring in something new, some innovative solutions that can make it easier for everybody who's working and also interesting, so that people do not, spend their time in terms of doing things that they do not want to, and spend more time on engaging and experiencing with each other, because that is how an event is made to be eventful. So that's what I will say and rest my words here.
Right. You said you wanted to be a doctor and bring smile in people's faces. I think that has certainly brought in smile on my face. And I would recommend all of you to, visit White and Black stall and get a better version of yourselves, if I can say that.
So I would say a version of you which you may not have imagined is there at our stall. Just click a picture and experience it. I would say you all are very beautiful people sitting over here, but we just enhance the beauty with our eventful solutions.
Yeah. I think, we have covered in this panel different industries ranging from transportation to, data centers to manufacturing to supply chain and now to events. I think one thing that we have seen is, I remember one of the author who said, humankind or humanity is like a Titanic ship which is on a verge of collision into an iceberg, which is like a AI, not knowing what would happen after it collides. But with the kind of insights that our panel members have given, it certainly looks positive, and it only restores the fact that if AI and sustainability go hand in hand, we will build a more greener and a smarter ecosystem. With that, I would want to conclude this panel discussion. Thank you all for listening in patiently. Thank you.
Thank you, dear gentlemen. Great panelists we had. Can we hear a rounder cheer for them, everyone? A little louder you can go. Fantastic. I request Mr. Sriram Gabita to join me on stage, please, to felicitate the panelists on stage. And